Guitar-Nerdery video. This time I'm gonna talk about the Aeolian mode, also known as the natural minor mode, natural minor scale. I suspect that this is the most used minor scale, minor mode of all. Like in my former 5 episodes, I will do a quick analysis of the scale, show you also a scale shape, just in case you do not know any scale shapes to play natural minor or Aeolian mode. And then in the main part, I'm gonna show you a concept of how to combine 2 major triads and reproducing in a perfect way the sound of the mode, in this case the Aeolian mode. A concept I call the Gambale Method, so stay tuned. The Aeolian mode, the 6th mode of the Ionian system, or also known as the church modes. It's probably the scale that most people have to get used to the least, because it's used so often, at least in rock and pop music. As the parallel minor mode or scale to the Ionian mode or scale, it's difficult to highlight a specific note to be the character note of that mode, because we rather consider the Aeolian mode to be kind of reference minor scale to compare it with other minor scales. Just like we consider the Ionian mode the major scale as a reference scale to compare other major scales. Let's just hear how the Aeolian mode sounds, and I guess it will sound very familiar to most of you. This is the awesome and well-known sound of the Aeolian mode. And if you'd like to play along with the backing track I just did my demonstration with, you'll find it on my YouTube channel in the playlist Backing Tracks. I will also put a link at the end of this video, and I'll put some other links also into the description. Just in case you do not know any scale shapes to play Aeolian, I got one for you. And like in my former 5 videos, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian and Mixolydian, I show everything in this video in the key of A. In this video, A Aeolian. For practical reasons and also to make everything comparable. The scale shape I'm gonna show you is a 3 notes per string scale shape, and it goes like this. I'm gonna start here in the 5th position on the note A. Now we get to the main part of this video, to the concept of playing two major triads in combination that perfectly reproduce the sound of the mode you want to play. In this case, the A Aeolian mode, and I call this concept the Gambale Method. For best understanding, I recommend to learn two things by heart: the name of the modes in the right order and the related major and minor triads, also one diminished triad. Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian and Locrian. Major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. It comes in very handy to know this, and absolutely not only in this case. So let's get to the Gambale method now. Aeolian is the sixth mode in the Ionian system. First question: in which Ionian system is A Aeolian the sixth mode? And you'll find out that it's C Ionian system. Therefore you had to learn the order of modes by heart, that you know that Aeolian is the sixth mode, and that it's a major 6 in distance from the first one. And now you need the second thing you have to learn by heart: the order of major and minor triads and diminished triads in the Ionian system. So we found out that A Aeolian is the sixth mode in the C Ionian system, and in C Ionian we have the following chords. We have C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished and C major. And now the Gambale method comes in. To play A Aeolian, first we need the root A. And I use the open A string for this, for practical reasons. An open A string I do not have to fret, so I have a spare finger. And the chords I play now to this root, I play on the D, G and B string. And by not having to fret the root with the open A string, I can also combine the Gambale method to learn the chord combination that sounds perfectly like the Aeolian mode. I can combine it with learning inversions. For the Gambale method, we need now to play over this root A the fourth and the fifth major chords of the Ionian system that also A Aeolian is part of. So A Aeolian is part of the C Ionian system, and we have to find out which is the fourth and the fifth chord. And then you see it's an F major and a G major. And when we play F major and G major over root A, we get the Aeolian sound. Why is this? Let's start with analyzing F major over root A. If you want to express this in a chord symbol, you can just write F/A. It's a slash chord. And let's have a look at this note, which is to F, the perfect fifth, but we have an A as root. And to A, this is the minor third, makes it minor. And this roots out all major scales, because they would need a C sharp, a major third. F major over A is our first filter. It filters out all major scales. And one minor scale, the Dorian scale, the distinctive note of the Dorian scale is the major 6. And F major triad, F, the root F, is to A, the minor 6. This throws out the Dorian mode. Dorian would sound like this, with an F sharp. So we have filtered out major scales, all of them, and the Dorian scale. Still possible, Phrygian and Locrian, both include a minor 6. To eliminate also the Phrygian and the Locrian mode, the second major triad, the G major triad, has to do the job. Let's analyze G major triad over root A. The root G of the G major triad is to A, the minor 7th. And this doesn't do anything because Frisian and Locrian mode have both a minor 7th. So let's have a look at the second note. This note here. It's the note B. And aha! B is to A. The major second. And the Frisian mode and the Locrian mode, they have both something in common. They both include a minor second. So this note only throws them both out. So the chord progression F over A and G over A makes it clear this is Aeolian. And now I want to expand the Gambale method. For the Gambale method, this would be enough. But I want to expand it to add a real homecoming root chord, an A minor triad. This is what the Aeolian mode has in common with the Ionian mode when we play the Gambale method. Because the combination of the 4th and 5th triad, the major voicings of the Ionian system to the specific root, they rule out everything, but there's not really a homecoming. When you play this, I want to resolve this really in this, although it's not needed to rule everything out, but it's just for the taste. This is the extended way of playing the A Aeolian mode with the Gambale method. And I chose the key of A because we have an open A string. And that comes in very handy. It spares one finger. And I play all voicings, the major voicings, and also the added minor voicings on the D, G, and B string up the neck, so we can combine learning the Gambale method, learning to play Aeolian with the Gambale method, and get a marvelous sound. We can combine it with learning inversions. In my former 5 episodes about Ionian, Dorian, Frisian, Lydian, and Mixolydian, learning 3 fingerings for major triads was completely enough. This time I extended the Gambale concept with minor triads, so this time you have to learn 6 different voicings, 3 for major and 3 for minor. Let's start with the 3 fingerings, voicings for F major. The first one is here. It's also the root form because we have the root 1st, 3rd and 5th in the right order. The next one you can play here. This is the first inversion. This is the 3rd, the 5th, and now we have the root on top. And then the last one, the final one, the second inversion, is played here. You can do this by using only one finger here. And this is the second inversion because the 5th is now the lowest note and the root is in the middle and the upper note is the major 3rd. And you can adapt these 3 fingerings, voicings, to the G major triad. It's completely the same, only everything 2 frets up. So this is the G major, this is the G major, and this is the G major. And you see this is the 12th fret, so the open strings is also a G major. And now we get to those minor triads, my personal extension of the Gambale concept for the Aeolian mode. The first one we play here. It's in the campfire region. The second one is here. This would be the root form because here is the root, third and fifth. This was the second inversion, and the first inversion is played here. Third, root, fifth. Now I'm gonna walk you through 3 different positions playing the A Aeolian mode with all these voicings. In all positions I will play the following chord progression: A minor over A, F major over A, G major over A, A minor over A. Let's start here in the first position. A minor, F major, always the open A string under it, like a pedal tone. And resolve this in the root chord. The next position, starting playing this A minor here, F major is then this, and G major is this. And the third position, playing the A minor here, playing the F major here, and playing the G here. All together now. Sound-wise, an absolute no-brainer because it sounds so familiar, so happily sad. This was episode 6 of my sub-series about the modes played with the Gambale method. I've already did videos about the Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian and Mixolydian mode, and therefore one more is to come about the Locrian mode. If you like to broaden your understanding for those topics of this video and the videos before, I've already made a lot of tutorials about different topics and also about inversions and the Gambale method. For example, I can recommend Guitar-Nerdery number 66 and 67. They are about inversions. I have made more videos about inversions, but you can start with them. And about the Gambale method, you can watch Guitar-Nerdery number 68 and 69. What else you can do is you can use my playlists. There's a playlist called Theory Lessons or Theory Tutorials. Just don't know exactly. I guess you'll find it. And what more you can do is using simply the YouTube search engine, put in my surname and the topic you want to know about. If you liked this video and want to support me, please consider to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would really help me to make further videos like the one that's coming up about the Locrian mode. I'd like to see you then. Until then, bye!